chill, and then all of a sudden you just get serious.
Yeah.
And your woman like,
and women are simple.
We just have a good time.
Why
you gotta act like
that? Oh
my
goodness, that's my woman.
And then you know in your mind like, fuck.
That's my woman.
You know?
That's my goddamn woman.
In your mind, you like, I can't. You know, it's just, you know.
And that prove we brothers. That prove we. Yo, brother, that's my woman. I like that. You got this. Be so serious. I said, look, man.
When something pop out, she expected you to be there.
That's right, man. I said, look, man. I said, we in this hell, right?
Yeah.
I said, this fucking predators out here.
Yeah, you don't know. Like, it'll come in your mind like something ain't right.
Well, we living in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, man.
Man, any moment somebody can start shooting.
That nigga's gonna kick down your door, brother. I'm always
kick your door down.
That's why at night you really don't sleep good at night.
No, really.
Because you don't know if a grimy nigga gonna come try to kick through your door. And it's not about, you got faith. I got faith in the Lord, but you still gotta be watchful, man.
That's right.
Okay? And then another thing, speaking of the woman thing, these women are women are nothing, well, Apostle Tahar said this long ago, women are nothing but spoiled, and women are going to be a commodity, just like in the ancient world, and them times are coming back. Because when things get bad like that, you go, how many of y'all saw that new movie, The Purge?
Yeah.
You was one of you. I didn't see it. I suggest brothers go see it.
I want to see it again.
And it took place in New York City, and you niggas in New York are fucked. Because when that time comes, when they
can't get out.
They got it banned up.
When they implement martial law, first of all, I'm going to explain something to you about New York. And you dumb niggas that live in New York City are just the dumbest bunch of people they could ever be. I know, I've lived there many years. New York City is nothing but a series of islands. That's all it is. Look at the map. Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Long Island, Queens, it's all on the same landmass. It's a huge island. It's huge as hell, but it's an island. If they lock down the bridges,
yeah.
Okay, the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge.
You know what they did on I Am Legend?
Yeah, that's what happened. They blew the bridges. The only way out of Brooklyn to Manhattan or anywhere else or the Bronx is the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, the what's the other one? The Williamsburg Bridge. No, the George Washington Bridge. That leads from the Bronx into New Jersey. But see, but there's other ways because the Bronx is on the mainland. The Bronx is like on the mainland. When I say the mainland, meaning connected to the rest of the American. Like from the Bronx, I could get here if I had to, but you gotta know the alternate ways, you know. Yeah. But there's rivers and shit. The George, if you're in the Bronx, you take that into New Jersey. That's like if you're driving down south or even out west or wherever you need to go. But there's other ways to get around that if you had to. Trekking through the woods, or you gotta know the terrain. Because the Bronx is connected to the mainland. Because if you're in the Bronx, then fuck it. If you can't get into Jersey, then you go north. You head up into Massachusetts or Connecticut.
Go around.
There's other ways to by land to get out, to get here if I needed to. You know what I mean? But if you out in Brooklyn, Staten Island, which the purge, that's what took place. Yep. Manhattan, 34th Street, Manhattan. Midtown, Manhattan, those are all islands. Like that movie, I Am Legend. They blew the bridges. He was stuck in Manhattan with all that shit going on. So they showing you what they're planning on doing, the gas prices.
Bro, look at Chicago right now.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that, bro, look, man, and I know our people are wicked. But
you start doing a lot of
Jake's mentality is to chill. Jake's natural mentality is to fucking chill. That's the natural mentality. Look, man, you can't. That's being stirred up, bro.
Yeah. Whoa, brother, I'm sorry, Salakia. That's why you saw The Purge.
God.
The newest one in the movie. You brothers that haven't seen it, see it.
That's what I was talking about.
Because you're gonna want to do a video right after you see the movie.
God.
In the movie, it took place, and that's the worst. I lived on Staten Island too. I lived there twice. That's a straight up fucking death trap, right? They started in Staten Island. They locked the thing off, and they started it in the ghetto, Park Hill, which I lived in Park Hill, right? That's where Wu-Tang and all them niggas are from. Anyways, they wanted Jake to start purging each other, but in the movie they showed you Jake wasn't Jay wasn't doing it.
Party and chill. They had to stir it up.
They said, fuck it, we ain't gonna, look man, we ain't gonna. Like, you had a few demons, but overall, they said, these niggas ain't killing. Because they showed it, and they were monitoring Esau.
Jay was partying, and
Jay said, no, we was gonna party and get through the night.
Natural mentality.
So Esau, what we saying, they sent them foreign mercenaries in there.
Yep.
And started killing people and inciting shit.
Yep, that's what they doing in Chicago. And they doing it for a purpose, man. All of these things for a purpose. They ramping it up. You got it out.
This is second.
Agent provocateurs, as we always say.
Boom.
Yep. 2 Ezra 16 and 7.
There you go.
There shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Over the last year and a half, Texas, when you look at the things that's been going on in Houston and in Dallas, it ain't never been like this, man. There's been incidents after incidents after incidents of random shootings, gunfights, all types of stuff going on in Texas. Goddamn, Chicago is just a complete war zone. It's a joke that we have with the Chicago camp. Hey, brother, I'm coming up there, man. I'm just waiting for my bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
When my bulletproof vest gets in, I'm headed y'all way. And
the thing about it, when you talk to them brothers, they be like, bro, it ain't even
like that.
It ain't even going down like that.
But they push the shit. Your mind of Chicago is that when you touch down in Chicago, it's just
like Syria. And that's bullshit. We all been there. Well, hold on. We all been there.
Like Gaza.
I've been there. How many times? Let's hit. I didn't been to Chicago just as many times as I've been here with the Texas camp. That's real talk. How many times? I didn't been with the Chicago brothers as many times as I didn't been here. And we never had no incidents. I mean, a lot of demons. Yeah. But we never really had no duck bullets.
That's what Esau does. Esau, he uses his tongue before he brings that sword, man. He's the king of propaganda and justifying his wickedness, man. Yeah. And that's what he's doing. He's using the alternative media. He's demonizing. He's starting with the biggest platform in the alternative on social media, which is Alex Jones. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
This dude had, I don't even remember how many, he had over 2 million subscribers.
Well, he made his money, man. He became a multi-millionaire.
And so he was the face of what's considered conspiracy alternative media, which they're going to throw us in there and then add on top of the racist element that they can put on top of that, man.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? You add on the whole Black Lives Matter, and then you got the ISUPK fell into the trap.
Yeah,
you got all these other little Israelites.
Oh, them dumb niggas, y'all gotta
falling into these small traps. So they use it. They compiling this shit.
What you gotta realize, these leaders, the leaders of these Israelite groups like General Yohana, and they are Judas ghosts.
Yes.
General Yohana, boy, doing the video, they had the guns. Pop, 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 pop. They were shooting everything with the gun. So they get, so these the black Hebrew Israelites.
Esau's trying to control the narrative.
They got weapons. So we have a right to roll on them with extreme prejudice. Because they got weapons. So if General Yohana and them was up there with the gun, that means we got guns and all that shit too.
Remember the IUIC shot the training?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can't forget about that.
Bro, they're going to bring all these things up. And it's just like they're going to blanket all that they're going to call it the black Hebrew Israelites.
Yep. The dude that approached the cop with the gun and got shot.
Yeah.
These things ain't just happening for no reason, brothers. These are all things that the devil are compiling so that he can control the narrative, and they took the bait.
Yeah.
So it's getting ready to go down, man.
It's getting ready to go down. Hey man, their temptation is coming, man.
I want to say this too. You know, this is why it's important for the brothers to be more considerate of communication and organization amongst our camp. The heads of the camps, we all have to take more responsibility in talking and communicating and being on point up until whatever happens is going to happen. You know what I mean? We got to be more on one accord. All these things are important. And these are things that are, Lord willing, are going to start to become more implemented. Brothers have to have an open mind towards these things, you know? Because if we ain't all on point, man, brothers will be fractioned off and all this BS will happen, man. So we got to be prudent. and the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on what's going down. It's not that you being fearful. It's just about being wise unto what Yahweh Shem Yahushua told us, man. You know? Because that's going down too.
I said, the Lord didn't teach us how to lose.
That's right.
You see? The Lord did not put us in the spirit of losing.
Well, that's the scripture. Quote the scripture. Quote the scripture. If somebody can find that scripture. Yeah. Bring that scripture out.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Timothy.
Because I mean, when you said it, and the scripture popped in my mind. That's just read it.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For Yahweh Shem Yahushua has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love.
Yeah, that's going like even certain things that just brothers are trying to push them. Like we gotta be confident, man. We gotta be, you know, we can't be in a docile state of mind, man.
You ain't do nothing wrong, man.
Right.
You can't do. Hey, man, Esau is gonna try to make you feel guilty for telling the truth. You need to carry that boldness and that confidence that you have the truth with you, man. Because when you act guilty, that gives Esau the reason to come on you, come against you.
Like the cops.
When Yahushua was brought up to council, he basically sat back and was like, okay, what did I do? Well, he was like, okay, what I do?
Yeah.
And Pilate was like, well, so why y'all mad at him? Well, what exactly did he do? Oh, he helped a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know, so this is what they'll try to do. They'll try to demonize brothers, try to get brothers to overreact, and that's what white people do. Come on, fucking hit me, man.
Yeah.
Fucking hit me, bro. Come on, right here, hit me.
Yeah.
You know, because they want you to overreact. They want you to go there.
You know, Richard Pryor. Well, it's funny. Even Richard Pryor. Eddie Murphy said,
"Oh yeah, I remember that."
Even Richard Pryor said that. You know, white folks, they're funny motherfuckers. Come on, son of a bitch. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
That's what they're doing, man.
That's what vocab is.
Vocab is the perfect.
He's the perfect person to fucking, choke and
yeah.
You can't do it.
Bro, when he went out to Chicago and the Chicago brothers, when you watch the video, the brothers decimated.
He didn't want to talk.
It was an absolute massacre. He went and did a side video, and when I saw the side video before I saw the Chicago video, and he was like, they told me they were gonna cut my throat. And I'm like,
I was saying, you still alive to tell the story though.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Here it is. You go live. They're gonna cut your throat, but you going live.
Oh, he was just crying. And then you watch the video, you realize, oh, you just got destroyed through the spirit and power, y'all. But that's what happened, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, them brothers tore his ass up.
They be going out there, man.
He lost.
The thing about it, I'm gonna say it like this, man. If you're gonna use the scriptures to justify yourself, you're gonna run out of precepts quick. You're gonna run out of precepts quick.
I mean, them so-called Christians, y'all weak.
Never fails.
That's a good point.
Never fails. If you're gonna use the scriptures to justify yourself, you're gonna run out of precepts quick.
Okay.
And spiritual men gonna see that.
Yeah.
First of all, that so-called Christian doctrine is weak. Like, y'all weak.
It's a failure.
Really, just like even the, what's that though? I want to quote it correctly. We used to call it Afrocentric. That whole Afrocentric, you black unconscious dudes are weak.
That shit played out.
That shit played out back in the 70s.
Yeah.
There's no victory in
Malcolm
it.
X was doing this.
Ain't no victory in it.
Yeah, there was no, look, that black shit, that black unconscious, black Afrocentric, you niggas pushing back to Africa shit, that died a long time ago, man. That shit was hot in the 70s, you know, at the back east, every Negro's home you went into, they had the beads, the beads and shit. You know, the
Egyptian musk.
Yeah, the one with the beads. Remember that shit, brother?
The ones who couldn't afford it, you put together the pop tops.
Yeah, the beads. The chick had incense burning. You go to a black brother, they had the Gemini.
And the light,
the
color.
The Gemini picture of the man and the woman with afro, butt naked, laying together. Yeah, man, that shit, come on, man. That shit, man. I mean, no, don't get me wrong, it was cool. I thought it was cool. He's going to black person house.
It was cute. It was cute,
man. Oh, shit. It was like it, man. Yeah, the lava lamps. Yeah. Hey, man, that was back when I was a little kid. Yo, we talking 1977.
Right.
I remember that far back, 1977, 78, when I was a little guy. Oh, shit. This shit's fucking funky, man. You know, some of my mother's friends and shit. You go to their house, they playing cards, drinking and shit. Miller, teardrop bottle, Miller Lights. Big back memories, man.
Hey, brother said the picture with the dogs playing pool.
Yeah, all that time. The good times picture they had there.
Oh man,
that was their blackness. That was Jay. That was Israel trying to get in touch with their blackness. You better remember, that was still in the era of where, you know, a lot of that militant shit was still going on. It was dying off, but it was still going on. So that was that. But then it died off. And in the 80s, when Jerry Girls came in, crack. When Jerry Girls came in,
that was it. Boy, that's a hell of a
and then it died for a decade into the early 90s. And it was them so-called rappers or hip-hop niggas that brought that Afrocentric shit back in the early 90s. That it was Public Enemy and X-Clan, KRS-One was pushing that shit, and then you had the different, everybody became 5%ers or Muslims, you know, and all that bullshit. So that was a new emergence of that shit. But that played out, but it was weak. That's when I was coming into the truth. And the Afrocentric, that shit was weak.
It got weak. Well, think about it now. Like, you hear these deep rappers, you don't even want to. I'd rather listen to the hardcore nigga shit over some of the I'd rather listen. Now I'm not into it, but sometimes
I listen to it every man anything.
He's got Egyptian, the pyramids. Nigga don't want to hear that shit.
Put that beat on some confusion, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear that shit.
21 Savage.
Yeah, you didn't want to hear that shit.
I want to hear that shit
because it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense at all. And then you had this other bug down Shaka Utmost. You know, the nigga was walking around and thought he was Ramses himself. We haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he's in the hospital dying from AIDS. Hey man, at the end of the day, the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is gonna stand, man. You know, the scriptures tell you that, man.
I got it.
Oh man, dead prayer. I cannot listen to those.
Oh hell,
now that one track, Discipline. And outside of that, I can't hear it.
1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death.
That's right, because we had everybody else before, man.
God.
We had everybody else before, man. Look, you had going back, Marcus Garvey back in the 30s, and he was trying to get Negroes to go back to Africa. Which if you go back to Africa, even though there's a lot of Israelites in Africa, there are Israelite communities over there, but that's not the answer, right? Then after Marcus Garvey came, of course, the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad. You know, everybody had their time. The scriptures say time and chance happen to every man. Then Malcolm came up in there. Then Martin Luther King came up in there. Then after Martin Luther King and Malcolm died, Jesse Jackson was the guy as far as so-called Negroes go. But then even for all the tribes, right? You know, you had Castro, you had like all these different, Hugo Chavez from down there in South. He was Chris I liked them though. I liked them, but they killed him. They killed him. Esau, his mouth was, he didn't have no filter.
Damn.
So Esau killed Hugo Chavez. He was down with Gad, he was down with Judah, he was down with Israel. Well, he was an Israelite, but he was down with like, fuck America, fuck the white man and all that. And they killed Hugo Chavez, man.
Yeah, man.
They killed him. Anybody that got a big mouth, man, they take you out. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that's all about. So all these different leaders and groups came up, and then the Most High rose up the prophets. Right. Going back, starting with our elders, King Mashah, Pusariah, Yaakov, and so on and so forth, down to the apostles, and GMS. You know, but now, hey man, we the last man standing.
And that's why these things are starting to ramp up. We're starting to see like the brother Require Kwam say, the last days of the last days.
Yeah.
We're in those times, man, where we're seeing major geopolitical and geoeconomic moves being made. Right. Meaning, you seen super world powers argue. You didn't used to see that. What you used to see is a world power dominate a smaller developing nation and force them into a certain situation.
Yep.
Now we're seeing nations that have nuclear weapons come into open conflict. Okay? We're seeing generational allies split. We're watching a manifestation of war. When you read in the scripture, you had these same things happen, man, where you had certain places like Tyre and Zidon come into open conflict with greater nations or substantial nations. And Israel was just had certain ties to whoever, and it went down. War that affected the whole region.
Yeah, daddy.
It's not like when America went into Afghanistan. Afghanistan didn't have no real standing military to fight back.
They didn't.
Okay, Iraq couldn't withstand the forces of the United States Air Force by itself.
Right.
But when you want to talk about China, when you want to talk about Iran, when you want to talk about Russia, when you want to talk about Syria, when you want to talk about these Germany,
even India.
Well, they got nuclear. Pakistan. They have nuclear capabilities. North Korea, of course. Okay, these are world powers, and Iran is the big man.
Yeah, and now domestically, things have gotten to a point to where the Spirit has had the Israelites go out there, and there's a spirit of revolution amongst the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even those that are not in the truth.
That's right.
They're in a spirit of rebellion, man. To where you gonna do some shit to me, we're going live right now.
Yeah, when you see that, even if you go on Facebook, that's all you see on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter. The cops roll up on this one. I'm filming this so y'all can see.
Yeah.
Y'all can see look what the cops is doing.
That's a form of resistance that didn't exist
Never
before.
existed, right?
Yeah.
See, Rodney King couldn't go live.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine if Rodney King could have went live on Facebook.
Man. Somebody roll up to him after they got
During it.
Yeah, during it. Yeah.
While he, you know what I mean?
But the Spirit had it where.
beating his ass.
But the Spirit had it. Well, at that time, that's before all that. But the Lord still.
It still made it go viral.
It still got caught on camera. And look what happened behind that.
But now there's Rodney Kings going on
every single day.
Why? Because you got the live, you got his knowledge shall increase, his tongue shall fall upon himself. All these things are happening for the sake of prophecy, is what I'm saying.
Look, you got Edomites calling, like I said, we laughed about it because it is funny, but it's beautiful. It's prophecy. Fucking crackers calling the cop on niggas for barbecuing.
Shit.
So now you judge. See, but this is what we telling y'all, man.
Yep.
You niggas in the world, we telling y'all, man. And you scoff us, you come against us. You might be having a cookout on Labor Day weekend, and the cops might come.
And the people that's calling the cops on you know that the cops got the green light to shoot you for anything.
Yep.
That's why they'll call the cops for anything.
It's about to be legal to kill you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
It really already is.
It already is.
Yeah, it already is.
That goes back. They just recently, the law of killing, let me tell you what, that wasn't until really the early 60s, that actual law of you could scalp Native Americans.
Yeah.
You can get money for Native American scalps. That law wasn't really which is a lie, but it wasn't so-called really rescinded until Kennedy's administration.
Yeah.
Until the Kennedy in the early 60s. Prior to that, it was legal to scalp a Native American, and you could get like $5 for their scalp.
That's what I'm saying. But if a Native American scalp you,
well, that's spiritual though.
You're going to the electric scripture, man.
Scripture say, "Curses he that killeth Cain."
God.
So really, we can't. You can't kill Cain. You have to wait until the judgment hits, and that's what's about to happen.
And that's what we're
and that's what they're
That's right.
claiming. That's why they're going crazy.
Right.
And we love to see you devils go crazy.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's how cold the Most High is. He knows that we've seen all this shit that this nigga done did.
Yeah.
He knows. I would say he knows our anger, but he still says, "Look, I'm madder at this nigga than you are.
Yeah.
Trust me, I got this."
Yeah, but we don't even see everything.
Right.
There's so much depression.
So how much more the Lord's anger?
Exactly.
Yeah, man, and that's why I wanna hinge on this because we talking about all these things. We're going into this to the end times, but we need to make sure that we're not settled on our leaves. We need to make sure that as a body that we're considerate about how serious the times are coming. And as the leadership of Great Millstone in this ministry, realize these things, and we have to come together. And y'all want to call us elders? You know, me, Brother Yashawamba, we call elders now. Well, when things come out, are you gonna receive it? Are you gonna receive it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that we're elders? Because if we get more serious, if things are more serious on us, how is that going to affect the people that are listening to us and that's coming in? It's going to get more serious for y'all. I can't.
Yeah, you should want to, if you're dealing with the Bible, man, you should want to get serious, period, man. You're dealing with the most powerful book on the fucking planet, man. You should want to get serious. This is a higher power that created heaven and earth and you. Yeah. So why wouldn't you want to get serious with a power like that, man?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me, man.
Yeah, well, it's bigger than just doing 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
It's bigger than being able to cut somebody on the highways and byways, man.
Make them kiss your feet.
Yeah, man. All that shit. You ain't
all that stupid shit.
You ain't got no power, man.
You ain't got no power, man.
You gonna go right back to work with that.
Our power is in the hope. Our power is in the hope of salvation, man.
Yeah, I'm saying you right. That's the mark of a. We started this show off. That's the mark of a novice.
That's right. That's right.
Some of you niggas, you got the Edomites kissing your boots and all that. We did that already. I did that shit. I was doing that shit 27, 28 years ago when I was just brand new in the truth. Learned a couple of scriptures, and I used to have Edomite. I used to love to do that.
Right.
That was the first scripture I would bring out. Right. I was doing that shit when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
17, 18 years old, nigga.
Hey, we don't want to fully do that until we all can do it.
Exactly. But I'm saying back when I came, and that's when, the camps, when I came up in the Brooklyn camp, we would kiss my ring, eat a bite, just the bottom of my boot. But then that night I didn't know where I was gonna sleep sometimes.
That's real talk. Hey, that's real talk.
Real talk, man. Yeah.
Man, we hoping to get up out of here, man. And it's about to get way more serious. And if brothers, it's gonna come to a point to where, or you down or you not down, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I wanna push that a little bit tonight to say that things are gonna get more technical for you as far as, do you really believe that the Spirit is dealing with this body? Because as things get tight, the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is with the body, man. It's with the body. There's a particular elect, and you want to be aligned with them. Because the Most High wants this group to be raised up. Okay? So it's gonna get more serious, man.
Hey, can I say this right
Shit
quick?
is about to go down, man.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I would say the body has been scattered over the 4 corners of the earth. Right? So if you're gonna bring the body back together, just like the Elder Ariana is saying, man, it's more than just talking about it.
That's what
You see? That's what I'm saying, man. If the ear is in London and the foot is in Florida, we gotta figure out a way to bring the body back together.
they gotta communicate.
You see?
Communication is
You
key.
see?
Sales communicate.
Con.
Communication is key. That's
You
what I'm
see?
saying, right?
That's what I'm saying. If the brain is in New York, but the 5th rib is in California, it's one body.
That's right. And the scriptures do say, man, forsake not the assembly. Brothers should come together, man. Ain't nothing wrong with brothers getting together and socializing and brothers from different camps communicating with each other. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's a sentiment of distrust.
Yeah.
But who you gonna trust in? Shit.
Niggas in the world?
Shit, you gotta trust, you know what I mean? There's gotta be some type of trust and love that goes along amongst the body. Shit. Trust not in a friend.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit.
Bro, we a body, man. Think. Be balanced, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
You know?
Be balanced. Can somebody give me the scripture on balance? Unjust balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
You know, because you have somebody, you know, seek out your own salvation, prove thy friend, and then you just being a fucking hater. Against brothers, man.
You're sitting in a room with folk just bugging the fuck out.
Yeah, no, man. The Most High is dealing with the Akyam in the body, man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to build.
Most High colder than that.
Yeah.
Proverbs 11:1, the false balance is abomination to Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight.
That a just weight, a perfect balance. Excuse me, in this truth you gotta be balanced, brother. You gotta be, because like if you're too much one way, the scripture says be not much over righteous, at least I'll destroy that self.
That's right.
And then the things that brothers tell you, the elders and different brothers tell you is on point, man. It's like, yo, you gotta be balanced. And that deals on every aspect in your life. The truth always comes first. We know that, right? But it especially deals in the truth, because what brothers okay, you get on brothers as leaders. You brothers that are elders and leaders and captains over these camps. You have men in your camp. You might have a brother or brothers that's fucking up. You get on their ass. When it's necessary, you get on brothers. You have to. We're dealing with Israel, man. And we know Israel's a hard, stiff-necked people. When it's necessary, yes, there has to be order. There has to be order, man. Scriptures also say